everyone, welcome back. In this video we'll be setting up Mikrotik using QuickSet with our default configurations. So let's get started. In my first video I demonstrated the use of Webfig for managing the Mikrotik router OS. Now we are shifting to Winbox for a few key reasons. Simplicity and speed. Winbox provides more straightforward and faster interface compared to Webfig. This means tasks can be completed more efficiently. User-friendly interface. Winbox offers a user-friendly GUI, graphical user interface, that makes it easier for users to navigate and manage router operating system settings. Additional functionality. Winbox provides access to a broader range of advanced features and settings, offering more flexibility for network configuration and management. So in simple terms, we are switching to Winbox because it's faster, easier to use, and offers more advanced functionality for managing our Mikrotik router operating system. We're just checking our Windows operating system to ensure we download the right Winbox version that's compatible. Now we can visit the mikrotik.com website, then go to software section and click on Winbox to choose the 64-bit version. Let's connect to the router. Launch the Winbox application on your Windows computer. Mikrotik default username and password is admin and password is blank. Click on connect to establish a connection. When using the newer firmware of Mikrotik, you will be prompted to change the password. For now, you can simply use admin as the password. During the setup process, we will update both the username and password. Once connected, you'll see a series of menu options on the left side. Click on the Quick Set menu. These options provide an easy way to set up basic network configuration. Select configuration type. We're gonna use Home AP Dual. Just like the first video I shown you on setting up the Wi-Fi configuration using Webfig, you can do the same. Since the router supports dual band, we can also configure the settings for the 5 GHz band. Now we're going to establish the triple PoE tunnel, which is the method through which we connect our Mikrotik router to obtain internet access with a public IP address. We will input the username and password. Triple PoE point-to-point protocol over Ethernet tunnel is a method used to establish a connection between a client, in this case the Mikrotik router, and an ISP internet service provider. It allows the router to authenticate with the ISP using a username and password, providing the router with a public IP address that allows it to access the internet. Now let's configure our local network. We'll set up the gateway IP and subnet. We'll also enable bridging for LAN ports 2 to 5, depending on the Mikrotik you use, turning these ports into a switch. Additionally, we'll enable DHCP server. When configuring this, you'll specify the beginning range of IP address you want to assign. NAT, network address translation, is used to take your local private IP addresses and translate them into the public IP address when accessing the internet. After applying the changes, you'll notice that the DHCP server has been disabled. Simply re-enable it and click apply. Your Mikrotik setup should now be working correctly. You can then verify that your username and password are connected and proceed to check if the Mikrotik can ping Google services. We have confirmed that we can successfully ping Google, indicating that the Mikrotik router is connecting to the internet via the triple PoE connection. Now we can unplug the Ethernet cable from our laptop and reconnect it, prompting the laptop to request an IP address from the Mikrotik. As shown here, my laptop has obtained an IP address allowing us to access the internet. Let's log into the Mikrotik using its MAC address. The username and password are admin. Let's update the admin username and password to our preferred credentials so we can log in as administrators. Let's log out of Winbox and then log back in using our new admin credentials. Now we can delete the default configuration. You can enhance security on your Mikrotik router by restricting Winbox access to only your laptop's IP address. This ensures that only your laptop can connect to the Winbox interface of the router. And we can apply the same approach to IP services. Also, for security reasons, we like to disable these protocols outside of our network to prevent brute force attacks on our Mikrotik. Next, we'll change the Mikrotik's name. Once we have done, you'll see the new Mikrotik name displayed at the top. On my DHCP server, I want to distribute Google DNS settings to my local devices. That's why when devices receive an IP address from the DHCP server, they will also receive Google DNS IP addresses. DNS stands for Domain Name System. It's like a phone book for the internet. When you type in website like Facebook or Google or YouTube into your browser, your device needs to know the IP address. Your device needs to know the IP address of the server where that website is located. DNS server translates these human-readable websites' name into IP address so your device can connect to the correct website. After unplugging and plugging back in the network cable to our laptop, we checked if the Mikrotik DHCP server assigned the correct DNS services. Everything appears to be working fine. Now let's test my pinging test on my laptop to see if we can reach Google. Next, we'll open our browser and check if we have internet access. Thanks for tuning in to this video. In our next one, we're going to dive deep into Winbox and explore all the functions to set up Mikrotik without quick set. Stay tuned for that. Stay safe and bye bye.